Welcome to Mystic Dragonfly Garden. It is a rainy day and I have I had a list of all these things I wanted to get done this weekend, and I don't think I've gotten anything done that I intended. It did stop long enough for me to film an update on some annuals to add to a video that I had started back in June. So that was good. And otherwise, I have not gotten anything done. I had planned to trim some trees. I had planned to pot up some plants, plant some dahlias, but the weather had other plans for me. So rainy days are really good for getting things done inside. And I have gotten a lot of cleaning done, which desperately needed to happen. But, you know, when it's a beautiful day, that stuff just gets left behind, to be honest. So I got the kitchen cleaned. I got the entrance way to the garage cleaned. I got the living room cleaned. I got light bulbs changed. I got air filters changed out. So I have been very productive in all this rain. And something else that I have intended to do for a long time but haven't done is to pot up these cuttings that I have had rooting in water for probably years now. But as you can see, these have got a great root system. These are just some cuttings off of a pothos, just your traditional solid green. We got a yellow leaf over here. He needs to go. He's not supposed to be yellow, but just your traditional green pothos. So we're going to get this potted up. And I've had this container, which is a cute little container I picked up probably from Ollie's, because that is a great place to get containers. Pretty inexpensive, and it does not have a hole in the bottom. And I probably could just plant it in here, but I'm going to go ahead and plant it in this little nursery pot because I like to water pothos by watering it once a month, drowning it in water once a month, and I've been successful that way. So I'm going to use this container so I can pop it out and continue to water it that way. So I am simply going to, you guys might think I'm crazy, but I'm putting on gloves because I have texture issues with my hands, and I just resolved that by putting on gloves. So I'm going to put on some gloves, and then I have what I have used before, this Jolly Gardener Proline growing mix. I have been very happy with planting my indoor plants with this mix because I have not had any issues with fungus gnats. I have it. Oh, that's mainly it. I've not had issues with fungus gnats. And if you've ever had fungus gnats, you understand what a nightmare that can be. But haven't had that issue with this. So I'm going to fill it about halfway. And I'm just going to take this bunch of pothos. I do have a rubber. Oh, I actually have 2 clumps in here. Oh, well, look at that. I think I'll use both of them. I do have a random variegated leaf in here. So let me get this guy out. That might be Marble Queen. I have rooted Marble Queen and trying to thicken up my Marble Queen that I have. Did you know that if you do trim your pothos, it encourages it to thicken up? So you can take those trimmings and, oh, there's some good roots, and root them, and then add them back to your main plant that you have. Also, just trimming it, I mean, it just it encourages bushier growth anyway, so you can either make new plants or add it back to your existing plant. All right, I had these just tied together so I could keep them together in the jar. All right, let's see. So I'm going to take this bunch and stick those roots down in that pot, and then add some more dirt. And because these roots they have been used to living in water, I am going to, after I get all this dirt in here, I'm going to take this and I'm going to soak this dirt. I actually think I'm going to take advantage of the rain and use the rainwater to water this plant. Let's get that guy out of there. All right, we're going to use my water feature. Not really. It's not a water feature. It's gutters that don't work, but we're going to call it a water feature. All right, let's do this. All right, so here you see my water feature, aka gutters that need repair, but we're going to just let this get some rainwater, soak up that dirt, since those roots were used to living in water. Doesn't take long with this water feature I have here. All right, it is dripping out the bottom. So we've got this dirt nice and moist. I'm going to pack it down. See if I can't get a little more in here. And I have another plant in there I've had rooting in water forever. I think I'll get that one potted up too. It's time. I've had it living on my little shelf. I have a little shelf above the sink that has a fluorescent light, and that little shelf does that great for rooting up plants. I leave that fluorescent light on above the sink all the time, and it's just a perfect situation with the humidity coming off the sink and with the temperature, because it's on an inside wall, and then with that fluorescent light, it works really nice for rooting things. All right, I'm going to go add some more water. Okay, I have got this thing saturated, and I'm just going to stick it back in my little pot. And there we go. I have my pothos. Let me go get that other plant. Okay, I went and picked up my other plant. This is a Nanouk Tradescantia, and there's actually two bunches in here that I have rooted in water. You can see those roots there, and one bunch I've got it tied together with a twist tie, so I will be untying that and doing the same thing. I'm going to plant it in this nursery pot. Now, I did run these through the dishwasher. Your nursery pots, they do great in the dishwasher. I was really impressed, and you can guarantee that they're clean by running them through the dishwasher, because this pot also does not have a hole in it, and this one sits down perfectly inside this nursery pot. So let me put my glove back on. I could use garden gloves, but I don't have any that are really thin enough for such little projects. So I just went ahead and grabbed some rubber gloves. And again, just going to fill this up about halfway. And stick these roots down in this one. Now, I've never transplanted this before. This has actually been rooting in water for over a year in that same spot on that shelf above my kitchen sink under that fluorescent light. And so I'm curious. Well, I probably need to put some more dirt. I'm curious to see how the transition will go. This can be a cranky plant. I have 2 pots outside, and what I've learned with it outside is it does like, I would say it's borderline, I don't know, it's borderline full sun. So it's borderline full sun, and I have learned to just let nature do its thing, and it is perfectly happy. So it tends to like to be on the drier side. I did not have any success overwintering it in the garage, so I bought new plants this year. These cuttings lived, again, perfectly fine in my kitchen. So I think my lesson that I learned is that I definitely have to overwinter this inside under bright light, such as a fluorescent light, with enough humidity to keep it happy. I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. Not sure if it could live in another part of my house, because it's been above the sink. So there's that. All right, I'm going to go use my water feature to get some water on this. Okay, well that, I got the soil moist, but I'm going to have to redo this because these little stems are so shallow that that didn't work. All right, I'm going to go put some water in this. It's probably a better idea to pre-moisten your soil if you're repotting up in, well, probably anything, to be honest. So mental note to self, pre-moisten the soil. That would make much more sense. All right. I think I've got those little stems packed down in there for now. Oh, there's that guy needs to get down in some dirt. He tried to escape. Let me add some more around the edges. And I'll probably have to take my watering can and pack, or probably have to take my watering can and moisten this top layer of dirt that I'm sticking in. Boy, those are some shallow. I sure didn't cut those very long, did I? And the roots weren't very long either. Okay. Got my watering can filled with rainwater, and I'll go ahead and moisten that last bit of dirt that I put in there. Hopefully, I hope to be able to bring this to work. We have some great windows in our office, and I think this would be really happy in the office. What I've learned about our office, though, is it is very dry. So I guess I'll find out for sure if this plant really likes humidity or not. I had a bunch of plants in our office and quickly learned what needed humidity and what did not. I do have it's the white and green variegated Tradescantia in our office, though, so it really it's really happy there. So maybe this one will do the same. All right, so there's that potted up. You know, I was really bummed that it rained because I really need to get all these trees trimmed. It's the last month that it's safe to trim these Leland trees that we have, and I really need to get to that. But I'm really happy I'm getting to repot these plants, which I've needed to do forever. Okay, now the last thing that I have to repot are these cranberry hibiscus cuttings. Now, this cranberry hibiscus is new to me. I picked it up at one of our local nurseries at their end of season sale. I love the leaf structure on this. It looks like a Japanese maple, but it is not. It is what is known as a cranberry hibiscus. They root really quickly and really, look at those roots. They root really quickly in water. And they are hardy to a zone 8. So I believe I'm going to be able to keep this in the garage over the winter. I'll probably take some more cuttings at the end of the season before I move the plant into the garage. They can get to be, just like your tropical hibiscus, they can get to be like 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. And the plant I have, well, it's still in its nursery pot, and I need to move it up into a bigger pot so it can grow and be happy. But if I can have cuttings like this over the winter, then I can have this plant everywhere. I think that would be really fun. So I'm going to take, let's see, I am going to take, there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 2. I could pot these up each separately, but I have, actually, I could just do 2 in each one. Then I would have 4. I'll do that. I'll have 4 plants to share. Right now, I only have 3 pots that are ready to be potted up, so I'll just leave those other 2 in the water. But again, I wash these, ran them through the dishwasher, so I know they are nice and sterilized and clean. So this time we're going to remember to moisten the soil first. So let me get the dirt in these, and we'll get them potted up. Well, unfortunately, my phone died, and so I had to get these guys potted up without you. I do apologize for that. But here is our Tradescantia Nanouk. I'm going to let it sit outside and color up a little bit. And then here are the 3 cranberry hibiscus that I potted up. And what I have learned just from caring for the mother plant is that it does love water. Of course, hibiscus do like wet conditions, but this one is definitely a lover of water. And it has a hot pink cranberry, of course, kind of like the name suggests, flower. Mine has not flowered yet, but that is what the description is online. So I look forward to sharing these with some other plant loving friends and giving this guy some sunshine to color up a little bit, and then I'm going to take him to the office and see how well he does there. Here are my Tradescantia Nanouk that I have outside in hanging baskets. You can see how nicely it colors up. This is probably right at 6 hours of full sun, and here is the other one. This one has some really long stems, so this one is in a perfect position to be propagated. I need to come out here and cut those stems and root some more of them. But those are my Nanouk hanging baskets. Thank you for joining me while I potted up these cuttings that I've had. Some have been in water for about a year. That's okay. They were still healthy and strong, and now they are potted up and ready to find their forever home. So hopefully you have been inspired to take some cuttings of some things you have and root them. Maybe not wait a year to pot them up, but get them potted up, find a forever home for them, and enjoy those plants throughout your garden, throughout your home, maybe in your office, and share with friends. For the love of dirt, get outside, enjoy what nature has to offer. Until next time.